Trying to count it to the people that think that I owe you shit. Payback, know that shit. Y'all niggas getting too old for this. Please don't think nobody knows. It's Locker Room Radio. You're locked in.
All right, welcome to Locker Room Radio. Welcome back to the upcoming series with Yanga Maz. And shouts out to the team. Earl is here, Nelo isn't here, all the other guys, because it's a holiday time for us, kind of like a vacation. But shout out to all those guys, and of course, shout out to you guys, the people who are watching. Today, I have Untitled Media. I was just saying now how proud and happy I am to have Untitled Media here, because I'm joined by these guys who are, okay, I'll ask later, but they own. Actually, let me get you guys to tell us what Untitled is, because you already flew at me with the fact that it's called Untitled, but Untitled is a title. So how, like, the fact that Untitled is a title, but it's Untitled is crazy. So you guys, it's best if you guys just explain what one.
All right. Well, firstly, thanks for having us on the show. This is very cool. Thulani will probably bounce off some ideas as I go.
Yeah.
Well, the name Untitled itself. There's a number of factors that contributed to that. One of them was that we just couldn't come up with a name. I don't know if you
I know.
We were looking for a really dope name to use for this thing. Excuse me. And it just wasn't coming together. All the names that we came up with were either taken or whatever. So we wanted something unique as well. And through the process, we eventually landed on Untitled. And it's funny because after we landed on that, it just made all the sense in the world.
After it just came.
It's not like we already had the plan of what we wanted it to be, and then from that we say, okay, it has to be Untitled. It was it's Untitled, and then everything else
just follows with it. And then it's one of the, I can imagine where you guys are chilling, and then you're just saying, we need to work on this for that Untitled thing, and it just sticks. It just becomes Untitled.
I think also what made it very strong for us is that when we were in the thought process of putting together the website and how we wanted it to be seen by other people, we thought about the fact that the people we're targeting, you can't really put a title on them. It's an entrepreneur, it's an artist, it's a creative, it's many different people. So we'll call it Untitled because the people want to bring onto this platform title themselves.
Exactly. Each bring their own. Yeah, so they're on this, it's an online magazine. And on this online magazine, you guys curate, or you go out and you find different creatives, not even just creatives in the creative sense or the artsy sense, but anybody who has something, like entrepreneurs and creatives, and you put them on the platform. Either you'll do an article or something on them, or they will contribute and write something for you guys. Jonah the Being, who's also on Locker Room, he's a contributor too, so he contributes a lot to Untitled Media. Aware. Okay, so what is this? What is the significance of a magazine? So I do a podcast, and I have managed to doing a podcast. Somebody will do a YouTube channel. They have their reasons. Why did you pick a magazine and articles in order to do this thing?
Okay, well, it made sense because what we were looking for in coming up with this idea is a place where we could combine all of our interests and all of our skills in one place. So, Thulani and myself, we're both interested in photography, videography, writing as well.
Yeah.
Before this, we messed around with a bit of documentaries and scripts and stuff like that. Just ideas, though. Just ideas.
Oh, dude, Thulani, you are actually Thulani, you're a bit like a legend to me. So I speak to Manq and I speak to Nyiko, and over the past couple of months, I hear this name Thulani. I've been hearing this name Thulani.
The myth.
Us and Thulani, and I think it was even just after we did the Untitled thing. Weirdly enough, after we did the Untitled thing, I was sitting there and I'm like, that's Thulani. So sorry to take a break, but I was like, dude, you've been a myth and a legend.
Myth come alive.
Man, here you are looking all clean from work, dude. Nah, you fit the bill.
Thanks.
Yeah, but as I was saying, it's just a great place to reconcile all of that and put it on one platform. So on the website, you find that we have an article. On the article, photography that we took, either myself or Thulani.
Okay.
If we're doing a profile on a person, we do the videography, we edit the video, we post it up. So it's kind of like the headquarters in a way. The website is the headquarters, because we have an Instagram page, we have a YouTube, we have Twitter, but the main place, your starting point is basically
the website.
Wow. So that's where that made sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also like the idea of it is like, if you look at a magazine in a traditional sense, it's
Yeah.
a place that you plug content onto.
Dude, it's like a blank sheet that all it is just from cover to cover. It's content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, with everything that's going on and like digital, online, it also gives us the ability to be able to now attach different types of content. Now we can attach videos and podcasts,
Yeah,
and
with the links and hyperlinks
photos
and things like
and
Yeah.
articles and all the such. So it also gives us that capability to stretch the idea of what a magazine actually is.
I like that because like it's when I hear like we see magazines, the traditional like hardcover cover magazines, and I mean I'm not into magazines and I don't read magazines, but like having the convenience of an online magazine, I like that aesthetic. Like
Yeah.
to you know when you subscribe to a magazine, like this is where I get my information, this is where I get plugged with my things, and this is where I come to get in touch with the things that I like and the things that I enjoy. And I think that's something that I didn't even know that I needed that until Untitled Media. I didn't even
Yeah.
know. Because I click and I read, you know, I read the first couple ones, cool. And then I read mine, I was like, oh man. And then I just kept reading, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So yeah, it's become, I don't know. I've wished that's sort of like a vision that I had. So you guys really did a big thing over there. And
Thank
then this guy was saying that I said, because I sent him the preparation, right, for the questions and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mandem says, it's like, I'm sending you exam questions. Like, what? The next thing is, how do you see, so you mentioned you have all of these platforms, but like, how far do you see Untitled going then? So is it just going to remain a magazine? Are you going to branch out into the YouTube channel? I know you guys are also part of Film Bros.
Yeah.
Film Bros, we'll add the links in the description, everything. Film Bros is like a production company, like a young production company.
Yeah.
You're shooting Man-Q's videos.
Yeah.
In fact, that's how we met, but I'll tell you that story a bit later. So how far does it stretch?
I think, like you're saying, eventually we do want to like branch off into like other avenues, like YouTube channel
Okay.
and podcasts and other avenues to curate and create content better. That's how far we go. We want to see Untitled as like a self-sustaining platform, you know. Eventually we're like other people other than ourselves and our close network can just come out and create content for us and be like, hey, I had this idea. Do you guys want to put this on there?
Yeah.
So that's how far we want to go. So we want to like extend the channels and also extend the reach to like open it up to other people.
That's kind of like Twitter, because Twitter is self-generating.
Yeah.
And it's good to have, like, it's nice to feel like you're a part of something. Like you're a part of this website where you can go as John, as whoever, you can go and say like, this is what I wrote,
Yeah.
you know.
Just to add on that was also part of the idea to kind of create like this community of people, creatives, writers, entrepreneurs that all contribute to this. So like Untitled, even though we can be like the figureheads of it and like, okay, those guys started this, whatever, but actually it's Jonas, it's Yanga,
and
because everyone has played a role in contributing to that.
whole
And
thing.
another thing is you want it to be like a reliable source of information as well. So you don't just
True.
want it to be like another Twitter page, or you want it to be a source of authority.
Like informed.
Yeah,
Like you
so
were
if-
saying earlier, like earlier today, you were doing research for an article.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the difference. Like you want everything to be informed and clever.
Exactly.
Where? So you guys both write. You also both contribute
Yeah.
at times.
Yeah.
Who do you guys reckon is the best writer? Or at least you showed me the most clicked articles.
Yeah.
So whose name is at the top? You know, who's
Okay, I don't think we've actually like sat down and seen like who's the head honcho. You know?
okay. Like I'll keep my opinions because I like you both.
I mean,
with my friends.
Tulani's dope.
Yeah.
Like
This is what somebody says before they like absolutely shit on you.
Yeah.
Tulani,
but
but I have that slight edge. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all. Actually, I was about to say like I'm much better at picking out issues. So editing, for example, like Tulani sends me a lot of articles to look through before they get published, which is what I think I'm good at. So I can look at a piece that's already been put together
And say,
okay, cool, this part should be there, and that's that type of stuff. But I mean, from the feedback that I've been getting, obviously people enjoy what the contributors bring along, but there's been some articles that he's written that people are like, okay, that was actually
quite dope.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think the thing with Nyiko is that like when he when he writes an article, like it's always like
It's
bang,
fire.
you know.
It's hot. It is hot.
Nico doesn't come here to write like play. When he writes, just
He's
know,
not posting.
Like, he
He's not
writes.
posting.
Yeah.
You can
He's
find
like
out.
the Beyonce of like article writers. Only writes like once a month, but it's fire. Best believe it's fire.
I'll be yo. No, I definitely like. I'm legit gonna change your name there to like yo Beyonce.
Don't even.
I promise I will. That is crazy. So this is not the only like venture that you guys have done, right?
Yeah.
Actually, before I asked that, you mentioned, so we obviously we spoke about how like you go out and you find entrepreneurs, you find creatives, you find us, and they tell their story on the platform. Do you think you're content creators or content curators? And is there a difference between the two? Because something that I think about a lot with Lockman and things that I see, well, we engage with people with a platform like us, like the podcast and the magazine, where you showcase other people more than you showcase yourself.
Yeah.
Is that you bump into a lot of creators. They create, they're creatives, and then you pick and choose which one. So like, do you think you're more content creators or content curators?
Well, we were actually discussing this last night, Thulani and myself, and we both agreed on, well, first of all, there is a difference between the two because they're not synonymous.
Yeah.
And we were saying like the beauty of Untitled is that we're a bit of both. You know,
Yeah,
we both create and
okay.
curate content. You know, so we'll seek out the creatives and such, and we'll pick out what we think is gonna fit best amongst
In the
whole scheme of what we have going on. So that's curating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're also trying to generate ideas for articles and stuff like that we ourselves put out, which is creating in a sense. So it allows us to play both roles, both sides.
Pretty
basically.
well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm jealous. So how does one if somebody wants to write something for your article, and again I'm gonna go and you can correct me if I'm wrong, then the other thing I noticed about Untitled is that it's quite vast in the kind of content that you guys can put on there. So you don't necessarily have to be an artist to put something. You don't necessarily have to be a business person, but maybe you just enjoy writing. Maybe you enjoy reading. Maybe you think you're a bit philosophical or whatever. So there's space for all of that and not just like economic or creative things. So how does somebody get to get on Untitled?
Well, obviously we have like contact us.
And the bottom of the website.
Best place to start.
Yeah, but I mean we're quite open. Like anybody that has a good idea about anything, like most people like contact me on WhatsApp or whatever, and they'll be like, hey, I have a great idea for an article. They'll like immediately list the ideas of the article. I'm like, that's great, you write it, we'll organize a day to shoot. And
but what I'm asking more is like, how do you guys decide that this piece of information or content is good enough or relevant?
I think mainly the approach we do take is that we actually reach out to the contributors.
That's
So we have a vision of like, we've like envisioned these type of articles or content on the platform, and we're like, okay, we need something like this. I know, let's say Kopano, who wrote about entrepreneurship. Let me get him to write an entrepreneurship piece because he's the perfect person. So it's more of that type of view. But yeah, we are open to anyone to come and write for us.
Okay, cool. I am also I said this, but I really want to write an article for you guys. And I want to write an article for you guys about you guys. That's the thing, because you guys, like you said, this would probably be the first time that you guys are actually like, this is the first time people are seeing your faces really, for the people who jumped on, like recently. So for everyone in the background who's been there, we know that it's you guys. But, so I'm trying to be like, yo, guys, you guys, the Untitled Media is great, but let's pay attention to the people who make it great. So that's the kind of thing I'm going to do. Can I do that? Am I allowed to?
Of course.
Write that article. Like, of course you're going to say, of course. Imagine somebody's going to write an article about you for your own website. Of course, this is the greatest thing. I don't lie, I did, you guys did stroke my ego just a little bit. With the whole, with the feature, the thing that you did. And I can see John also is really enjoying it.
Based on his tweets,
based on his tweets, he's so
all caps,
my man, all the time, every day. I called it. Sign on the dotted line.
Where's that country?
But I haven't met somebody who's more like focused, dude. When I did the tape with him, he is so focused
and passionate.
He even had like a notebook, pull out his notebook, and he's reading through the book, and I'm like, I wish, like, this is the kind of person that you need. This is the kind of drive that you need to have. So Jonah, hats off to you. There's a lot I have to learn from that, bruh.
Yeah,
there's a lot I have to learn. Okay, so. You also, Nyiko, you do music videos and stuff, and you edit and stuff. I just want to so outside of Untitled, you guys individually, so Nyiko, you do the video thing. We are going to show a snippet of, what video do you want us to show a snippet? I want to show a snippet of a video of yours that you guys have done. So which one do you want? I was going to say 9-5.
Yeah.
Because that's where we met. But then if there's another one that you prefer, then I can definitely play that.
You guys met on 9-5?
Yeah.
Met on set.
On set. Came through, you see these guys in the streets these guys are on the street and they're like with the car. And I arrive and I think Spash invited me. So I arrive and I'm like, oh, this is an actual shoot going on. So I get there and I'm standing there and I'm watching, and then I suggest here, I suggest there, and then all of a sudden you and I both.
Yeah, he actually co-directed the video.
Yo,
seriously,
did you know that I remember?
Yeah, I did.
That was the best part. I saw the credits. I was like, wow, I ignored.
I had to. Like he came in, like he directed like a whole sequence. He was like, yeah, what, like the palm tree and everything. I was like,
that's crazy.
Dude. That's dope.
So so I saw the whole poster, and the whole poster is nice, but I saw like co-directed Yanga Mazwai, and I was like, this is beautiful. But yeah, that's where we met, man. And then that's also where I met Tuga.
Yeah.
That's where I met. No, I met Tuga and.
Did you know Tabo before?
I knew Tabo before.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Nelo. No, I knew Nelo from. Okay, anyway, so yeah, that's how we met. So that's why I wanted to play 9-5. And I'm also in the video. So yeah, that's also. But if you have another video that you like Dawn, I think I really like the Dawn video.
Yeah. That was nice. I enjoyed doing that as well.
Okay, so which snippet are we showing?
Probably Break of Dawn, the beginning.
Okay, the beginning of Break of Dawn.
Yeah.
So we'll show that at the end.
Got a nice views like on a cliff and everything, sunset.
And the effects, bro.
Looks nice.
The finesse. And also Nyiko did Lockroom's first video. So if you go onto the YouTube channel, you'll see the very first video. Yeah. Which is there.
It was hella noisy.
Still dope. And the lighting was trash, but it was still fire. And Thulani, you mentioned that you read mostly and you invest.
Yeah.
That's where I want to get in. So you invest outside of the why do you invest?
I just have a personal philosophy that investing helps you as an entrepreneur.
Okay. So it's sort of like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So it's not so much for the money?
No, obviously it's for the money.
Okay. Yo, people trade and they make bank, and I think to myself, yo, dude, why don't I just trade?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I might get into, or maybe not. Yeah, but the guys, I'm damn there. So like, this whole thing of trading, so when did it start?
So I don't necessarily trade. I mostly invest. I think there's like
a slight difference. Okay, yeah.
But I guess for about a year now, like seriously investing, and then I guess for 2 years, like reading about it and getting information about it, etc.
So do you think that helps with like being an upcomer, just in general? So like how has investing or like practicing investing and stuff helped Untitled, for example, any other project that you've done?
I think when you invest, you look at business in a different way. You no longer just look at it as like just trying to pop. You look at it as like I'm actually building an entity, an enterprise that I can actually grow. You start learning about things like fundraising and how you can raise funds for a company. And
you taking notes? You make sure you guys.
But it's definitely a major key. It's like what Warren Buffett said, that he's a good investor because he's an entrepreneur, and he's a good entrepreneur because he's a good investor. So that's how it works.
Cheapers. Okay, right. So, look, you guys are genuinely the dynamic duo. I don't know if there's another duo of people. I think everyone that we get to interview here on Lockroom Radio has their own special touch, and I'm really, I really appreciate having you guys here. I really appreciate, like, the fact that you guys, with the fact that we all contribute together, like, that's another thing, is that the work that we do together is like a collaboration thing, and it's more of like, it's a trade of value. You have value, I have value, we exchange our value. And that is like a behavior, that's something that we're really trying to push throughout this young industry that we have. So things like Untitled Media, upcoming series, if I may put them in the same category, are trying to just like collab with everyone, get everyone on the same page so we can really push. So I'm very happy for that. I'm very happy that you guys were here. I know everything that I need to know. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask on the comments, whether it's on SoundCloud or wherever these podcasts and videos are. And then where can we find you? Like both like the Untitled social media things and then your personal ones in case people need to reach you.
Well, the main one is untitledmedia.co.za. That's our website. So
sounds so cool.
You
can. That's the website.
Yeah.
And just the website .co.za.
Yeah.
Not /Wix free website.
Not.
Yeah.
Exactly. So untitledmedia.co.za, and basically that's the main one. That's the main one. If you want to follow social media, it's @untitledmedia_. Yeah. On Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
And you sort it.
But if you're on the website, I think all our social media links are there.
And
exactly.
Go to the bottom and just click.
Just go to the website and you're winning.
Everything you need will be on the website, and then your personal socials. Because I know, dude, there'll be people who can try and call you up.
Nah, we're not really on social media like that, so that's not necessary. Just go into Untitled, and then we do. Unless Thulani wants to plug, like his LinkedIn or something.
The way he's dressed, he definitely has a LinkedIn.
That's the only place you'll find me.
You thought I was joking.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yo, LinkedIn, okay, that is professional. Guys, thank you for coming to Locker Room Radio.
Thanks for having us, man.
We're very grateful to have you guys here.
Thanks for having
Again,
us.
we will be on, I will do that article for you guys. That'll be on the Twitter and their Untitled and everything. So this is definitely not the last you're hearing from these members. But for now, thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's Locker Room Radio.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Shout out Locker Room. Shout out Locker Room. Shout out Locker Room.
Yeah, I've been coming and I'm so deserving. Fuck the clubbing, I was always working. Killer writtens, now the verse is working. I hit my moves and all these niggas lurking. Tell you they love you and then do you dirty. These bitches and loyal, they'll do you like that. When you making all these major moves.